Welcome to the Wolf's Den and another action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the Vitruvian H.A.C.K.S figure of Lord Vehemous. He is from the fantasy series of Vitruvian H.A.C.S figures. He's from the third wave. This is the only figure from that wave that I purchased, so is the only one I'll be doing a review on. The other three here, in my eyes, they were just recolors of figures they had already put out, so they really didn't interest me. So he's the only one I'll be doing a review on. So with that said, let's get him out of this package here and take a closer look at him. Alright, quickly going through Vehemous's Articulation, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing his name correctly or not, so I apologize for that. But we'll see that his head does rotate all the way around, and it can rock side to side. He can look down a little bit, and upwards very little bit. His arms rest at the side that far, so not really very close at all, but he can rotate his arms fully around at the shoulder and raise them up pretty high at the sides. He does have a single elbow bend, and that elbow does rotate. And the wrists also rotate, and then rock up and down. He does come with a second pair of hands that will rock in and out. So if you have options there. His waist does rock side to side pretty well. He can tilt back really far and forward reasonably well, and then rotate all the way around. His legs can go out to the side about that far there, and then forward pretty far. These little leg flap things, whatever those are called, they hinder him a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then he does have double jointed knees, and then his feet do rock up and down and then rotate at the ankle. So there's no rocker ankles where he can tilt them side to side or anything like that. It's just kind of basic foot articulation. Alright, that is it for his articulation. Taking a closer look at the figure, we see a very nice new head sculpt. Great detailing as always. Nice job on the beard. Like the scar here. If you look closely, if you can see, it looks like his eye has been blinded because of the scar. So really nice detail work on the head sculpt. And this armor, I really like the look of this armor. It's very well worn. I don't exactly know what color to say this is, other than it's like a dark tan, but I feel like there's a better shade to call it than that. But I really like the look of this armor. Really nice detailing. I like the wash over everything. Makes it look very well worn and dirty. Nice texture to everything. Really nice looking armor. And we come down here to his belt. Like the paint apps on all the rivets and buckles and everything. It's just great detail work, and putting the paint on there just really brings all the detail out. Again, great texture work on this cape here that's hanging down. Just like the colors. Just really nice looking figure all around. But there's more, because like every boss fight figure, he comes with a ton of accessories. So let's take a look at those next. First off, we have the good old boss fight figure stand here. You got to see the logo in the center. 2 foot pegs there. I'm actually going to stand him on it real quick. Hopefully real quick. There we go. Next we have the spare hands that I mentioned earlier. I am not going to bother pegging those in. It would just take too much time. Next we do have, though, an extra head, which is a skull head, which is kind of cool. Really nice job on the sculpting on this. It's even got the scar on the skull, which is interesting. And his head does pop off fairly easily. And you can just put that on there. And let's leave his regular head on. Next we do have a helmet. Some sort of bone helmet of some sort of creature here. You got these horns coming off, and those are nicely sculpted. Really, kind of really nice detail there. Really good texture. It's kind of, you know, ribbed edges there. And that just fits nicely over his head. You can see his eyes in there. Next we have this book. Can't open the book, but I do like the look of it. It's really nicely detailed. Again, it's got this leathery texture to it. You know, you got the gold trim on the different metal clasps and stuff. Got this chain and this little peg. And the only place I can see to peg that in is right here. It takes a little bit of work to kind of get it in there, but it stays really nice once you do get it in there. Next he has this flail. Got the spiked end here. Really nice detail on that. I like the metallic color to it. Got this nice chain. See the handle here. Really nice job on the paint apps of the wrappings on there. Really good looking weapon. And it fits nice and snug in his hand. Next up, we have another spiked weapon. Got a spiked staff here. I'm not sure if these ends come off. It almost looks like they do, but I tried pulling a little bit and it didn't feel like it came out. So I didn't want to put too much pressure on it and actually break it. So they might come off. It's really hard to tell, but I didn't want to force it. But it's a really nice looking staff. Pointed end there. And again, it fits nice and snug in his hand. Does have a couple more weapons. He's got a nice little sword here. Pretty basic, but still nice detailing on it. And then a little dagger. Looks very similar to the sword. And both of those have sheaths. The sword sheath and the dagger sheath. They both fit nicely into the sheaths. And again, the only place to peg those is there's one on this side. I guess you could peg the book in there too, but you could put the sword in there. I'm not going to take the time to do that, but it will fit in there. And the same with the dagger, it will fit in either side. So however you want to set it up. But I guess if you do the book, you won't be able to get both swords, but however you want to set them up, you can. But those are the only peg holes, at least that I've been able to find on them. I don't think there's any little secrets on this character here. Lastly are his little shoulder pauldrons. I guess they're actually little furry things. When I first saw the figure online, I wasn't sure I liked how these looked, but After I got him on him, he does look better in person. And these are really nice. There's a really nice little wash over these, so really well sculpted, really nice looking fur. There's even a back piece. Same nice wash on the fur, really, really nice looking. And basically, you'll put these through here. Make sure I got the right edges here. And then he's got little peg holes on his shoulder. Oh, I think I've got this facing the wrong way. No, I got this one facing there. Oh, man. Anyway, you get the idea. So, that's more or less what he should look like. I guess I should try to fix this one. There we go. It's a little better looking. But then that hangs down like so. And you can leave this off if you want, but whatever you prefer. Alright, that is all his accessories. Now for my final thoughts. As I alluded to earlier, the other figures in this particular wave were all just recolors of older figures that they had already made. There may have been a new head sculpt and maybe a couple of extra accessories to make them different, but as I looked at them, they just didn't interest me, as I didn't want to get a bunch of similar figures. But this one was the one that was different, but I still hedged and hawed a little bit, not sure I wanted to order him, but I finally relented, and I am glad that I did, because I think this is a fantastic figure. Just the detail, the sculpting, just all the accessories he comes with, the articulation, everything about this guy is fantastic. I've been using my boss fight figures as kind of like a D&D adventuring party, and I still haven't decided if I want him to be like this old grizzled cleric that's in part of the party, or use him like the description on the package says, that he's this evil cult leader, and make him the bad guy. I don't know yet, but you can do either with this guy, and that's what's cool. He's a really, really nice figure. I really like him, and I highly recommend him. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope to see you soon again for some more action figure reviews. Until then, thanks for watching, and God bless.